Rift is an adult podcast. It has violence and bad language and bad jokes and just all around weird stuff. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. Hello, my fellow nerds. I have arrived. I am the ManNerd. You know me, we're friends. And you know what? You can call me Mandrew. That's what my close friends call me. So I have a question for everyone. What do you think is going on? What are your crazy theories? Why don't you shoot them to me on Twitter at ManNerd Podcast. You can also DM me if you want, and I could just add it into one of these cool intros, you know, where we're hanging out. We're not eating popcorn because we ate way too much popcorn, so we switched over to Cheetos. I hope you like Cheetos because they're pretty good. All right, so what's going to happen this time? Our adventurers are like doing some weird stuff. Well, they always do weird stuff, but they have a pet mimic, and Kind is learning dark magic, and Kai is letting loose his internal river. Yes, you'll find out. And Archie, you don't have to say anything about Archie because he's already weird. But you get to know more later. So let's find out what's going on with all these crazy characters right now. All right, so last time we left off, you guys had gone on the road, and you're going to a mysterious city that you haven't been to, Alatulia. You're on the chase, trying to find Zerk in those barrels of mysterious water, and you came across a campsite near a beautiful lake, had a fight with some snakes, and Kai was unfortunately given a new snake suit, but from the innards of the snake. And you came across a couple travelers late at night, and they camped with you. That's where we left off. So it is morning now. You are waking up from where you fell asleep. We'll start with Kai. Where did you fall asleep?
Kai probably would have settled themselves over, probably under a tree, but since it was a trance, it was probably in the best possible position to give them as wide a view of the area as possible, just so they could keep watch more effectively.
Archie, where did you fall asleep?
Archie fell asleep outside of the campfire light, also probably under a tree. Yeah, just kind of in some shadow in a dark area that he can find.
Okay, and Kind?
I was over here on the other side of the lake because it was I think I was taking watch, right? First watch.
I don't think we discussed watch, actually.
Oh.
I feel like watch in general for us is like both of us just sort of trancing.
Yeah, in a position where you can see things if it pops up.
So I'll be on the opposite side of where Kaimon was then.
Okay, got it. So yeah, we'll say you were closer to the water. So Kai, will say you were under a tree over here.
Sounds good.
So towards the left, and then Archie, you're under a tree over here.
Perfect.
And then Kind, you were kind of hanging out towards the lake to get a view of everything else. And the strangers set up a tent over by the road and went to sleep. Okay, so it is morning. You come out of your trance, Kind and Kai. And Archie, you hear some birds chirping.
Oh, hey, you guys been awake for a while?
Oh, good morning. Hey. Yeah. I guess I didn't realize how much time has passed.
Oh, all right.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah. Not too bad, actually. Much as can be expected.
Kaibon is just sort of sitting there, even having coming out of trance, just sort of meditating for a moment before they get up and are just sort of start morning stretches, nod to the other two, just as sort of like a morning greetings.
Morning.
Gives like a shrug and is like going over to grab their greatsword to just, I guess, sort of get more used to the weight and just sort of like do some like different stances and swing the blade just as sort of a method to get used to the heft of their new weapon.
Someone give me a perception check.
All right, I got a 23.
Ooh.
I got a 22.
Nice.
Damn. All right, so Kai, you are swinging your sword, getting used to it. Kind and Archie, you start hearing some splashing from over by the water, and you look over and you see Trunk in rock form biting into the water, going for snakes and missing every time.
Trunk needs a meal.
He's a hungry little fella. We gotta keep him satiated. Satiated? We need to keep him fed.
Satiated.
Thank you.
I nod.
He looks up at you and kind of whines a little bit.
I'll go over near Trunk, and I'm going to get just kind of next to him. I'm going to see if I can make a quick grab and just kind of pull a snake close enough to him where he can grab it.
Ooh, okay. Give me a melee attack.
Come on. That's 15.
Oh, that does it. You grab this snake, you pull it close, and Trunk just bites down onto it and then starts pulling it into its mouth with its tongue.
I just rub the top of the rock head.
So once he's done eating, slurping up the steak, he falls down onto his back. So the mouth of this rock is facing upwards, and it seems like he's sleeping.
I'm just going to sit next to him for a while.
Kind of just reading his book.
Okay, so you're, are you going over that spell or just kind of perusing through it?
Well, yeah, as I was, last night I was trying to, I guess during the rest, I wanted to see if I can try to cast one of the spells. I wanted to see if I can try to cast Find Familiar.
Okay, nice.
During the rest, and been practicing on the dead snakes, I guess.
All right, so now, were you successful last night, or you haven't been able to make that happen yet?
No, I've just been practicing. I haven't been able to do it, though.
Okay. Now, would you like to try now?
Sure, yeah, I can try it.
You're reading your book, and then I was going to say, describe how you try to make this happen.
So I'm reading the book, and I'm studying the different words in the dialect. And after I see Trunk just gobble up another snake, as he belches, I see, like, the aura coming out his mouth. And with my lantern, I try to pull the essence or the soul of it and try to form it into, a familiar. The snake's basically this before the soul of the snake leaves. I want to see if I can, in a way, shackle it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and just give me a D20 plus yours plus 6.
I got a 13.
All right. So you're whispering these words. You look over and you see the spirit of the snake come out of Trunk's mouth and kind of glide up into the air. You activate your lantern. It levitates up above you, and then it starts to pull the spirit in. And as it's pulling the spirit in, you put your hand out, and a light comes from your palm, and it forms that spirit into the form of a snake. It's a spectral snake, but it looks like it was when it was alive. And it goes down to the ground and just slithers over to you.
Snake, nice. I look at the book and I look at the snake. Well, hello there. The snake starts to coil like around my leg, and I pet it. Success.
All right. Archie, you definitely saw that. And Kai, roll me a perception.
Will do. Why do I have my lights off? 7.
All right. You're too engrossed in your sword swinging, so you don't really see what's going on over there. But you're getting better at your sword, man.
Yeah.
Feeling lighter every time you swing it. Your guests from the night come out of the tent and they walk over, and Aaron sees Kind and says good morning, and then looks very startled.
Good morning.
Ooh, hi. What's what is that?
Oh, this is actually I have not named it yet. I'm not sure.
Where did it come from? Why doesn't it look real?
It's it's real, but it's hard to explain. It's more so it's an entity. Let's just call it an entity. And
Are you a wizard?
well, I'm learning. Kind of puts his hand on the back of his head, scratching. Like, yeah.
That's pretty impressive. I can't do any magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. I should be able to do something, but it's one of those drawbacks for me, I guess. My grandpa can do a few things.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I'm surprised that you can't.
I know. It's very strange for me. I'm the only one in my family.
So, like, are you not attuned at all?
No, I can't feel magic. I can't do magic. But I guess one thing is magic doesn't affect me as much as it affects other people. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. So you have resistances to it. I understand. You're kind of like
Yeah. So I have my benefits, but I would love to create something like that. That looks fun.
Yeah, he's pretty cute.
He kind of winces at that.
Did you sleep well?
I actually did. I felt a lot better last night. Slept very well. My grandpa's man, he is invigorated. He's ready to get going.
Oh, that's beautiful to hear, man.
We're gonna take off here in a few minutes. It's been great meeting you, and I hope you have a safe journey.
You too, man. I really hope, everything works out well. And remember what I said, bro.
I will, and thank you for that again. And his grandpa, from over by the carriage, is putting the tent back in the carriage and waves to everybody like a goodbye.
I wave back with a smile.
Okay, Aaron goes into the carriage. They move on.
I walk up to Kind and just kind of nudge him a little bit, and I say,
Do you think they're headed to the same place we are, right?
Oh, wait, yeah, wait, guys, wait. Yeah, because they're heading to, what's it called again? I forgot.
Alatuya?
Yes, thank you. It's hard for me, Alatuya. Yes.
So, I mean, I just don't know how, numbers on the road tend to be a good thing unless they attract attention. So do you think they're going to attract attention? Or what?
I don't know. He's an old man, and you think that we should go separate because we're in a big group?
Maybe we should just kind of stay close. So we should probably head out as well.
Okay,
just to make sure they don't, run into trouble.
You got it. Another lesson in questing.
Kaibon sort of rolls their eyes but nods and heads over to Trunk, pats them, sort of gestures for them to turn into a backpack, and then we'll put them over their shoulder.
Okay, Trunk wakes up, was kind of snoring, and then sees what you want him to do and starts to squeal like he's in despair. And his rock form starts to crack and then fall off of him. And then from that, some straps, some leathery straps start to appear all around him. And then he forms into a backpack.
Yeah, I'll swing him up onto my shoulder. Absolute baby.
I will gather some water because this is a fresh lake, right? This is fresh water?
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to gather some water for us before we head out.
All right, you gather some water, and don't worry, it's not poisoned.
Okay, all right. Hell, those snakes.
But when you are gathering water, you do see that there's a bunch of snakes in there.
Oh, yeah. Careful.
And they react to sound, so they come towards you when you make too much noise.
I will cast light to have a shine, keep them at a distance. Well, I gather.
Okay. Yeah, that totally works.
I mean, you can't stare at the sun.
Nope. All right, so you guys get into the carriage and head out, and you're trying to keep the other carriage in view, or are you just going to think that you're so far behind them? Because you'd have to catch up to them to see them at this point.
okay, yeah. So let's move kind of quickly and
just keep them in sight.
Yeah, we don't have to be close to them, just within sight.
Okay, so whoever's driving it, give me an animal handling roll.
Is that Kaibon?
I suppose so. I don't have animal handling, so it'll just... What is it, just wisdom?
Yes, it is.
Well, then it's just a flat roll. Oh, wow, 17.
Okay. So
Wow.
as you get the horse to speed up, you're not too familiar with how to, really ride a carriage like that. But you are able to gain some speed, and you can tell that you're getting close to them, but you haven't seen them yet. You can see little wisps of dust far off in the distance, so you know they're right up ahead. You just can't see them.
Okay, cool. I'm still going to try and get us within line of sight, but, at least we know that they're still moving.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a chance to, while you're moving, would you like to do one thing each while you're traveling here?
Yeah, I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, Kai?
I don't really know that they're doing much of anything while they're traveling. I think it's just sort of focusing on the road.
Okay, all right, and Archie?
Archie is going to be just rummaging in his sack and pulling out kind of some loose bones and pieces of twine and stuff, and just kind of absentmindedly making little contraptions, basically to kind of amuse Trunk, who he's sitting next to.
Okay, roll me a survival.
Ooh, okay. Survival. That's an 18.
Okay, so you're able to take some twigs, take some leaves, take some bones, and basically make a makeshift rattle. And Trunk is loving it. Biting at it, kind of jumping up and down. And Kai, Trunk is kind of moving around too much, so it's kind of disturbing you from driving.
I will take Trunk off my back to allow them to sort of explore in the space.
So you're moving down the road, and okay, the sun is fully up now. You're going through the woods, and you're following this road, and then it splits off to the left and right. There is a sign. Both of the signs say Alatulia, and the one to the left says Alatulia Social District / Science District, and then the one to the right says Paradise Island.
Paradise Island. That sounds.
That seems a little on the nose. I don't know.
And I believe from the I don't remember the conversation completely, but I believe from the conversation you heard that the elves were going to Paradise Island.
And I believe Zerk. Well, I mean, social district makes the most sense in terms of. I don't know.
Yeah, and when you talked to Daryl, his friend Burrell was in the social district.
Right, so that'd probably be the place where we would want to head. I mean, if they're headed off. I don't know if they've seen us at all. Like, I guess I'll wave to them as they turn off the path.
Yeah, as they turn off the path, you wave to them, they wave back, and they go off to the right.
Yeah, and so I guess we'll make for the social district. And I will keep my fucking eyes peeled for that goddamn bird.
Yeah, we're looking for a place called Alumbra, right? Good.
That one's getting a lot
It's
of
getting
notifications.
blown up, man. Damn.
Yeah, this is why I say I be having it on mute. Sorry, guys. So I'm telling you, like, it's not that I'm ignoring anyone. It's just, so if you send me a personal message, I get it. But most of the time, it's like, you see what I mean?
It's drowned out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Okay, so Alatulia. Yeah, Umbra is the social district. Okay. So as you guys go to the left, you're traveling for a few hours. It's definitely midday, around noon at this point, and you see a carriage in the distance that is just off to the side, and it appears to be broken down, and about 20 feet behind it is a broken wheel.
I'm gonna slow the cart down. I think I probably would have. I wouldn't have the great sword on my back. It'd probably be in the cart, but I definitely would sort of sit up a little bit and slow the cart some as we approach, just keeping my eyes peeled. I've had to deal with bandits before.
Okay, so you slow that down. Do you stop completely, or are you still rolling?
I think I'd probably stop within about 15, 20 feet of it.
Okay, give me a perception check while you're coming up.
As soon as the carriage starts slowing down, Archie's on full alert.
That was only a 7.
Okay, so you just focus on the carriage and you're looking to each side of the road, and you do notice that broken wheel.
Yeah.
That's about 20 foot behind the carriage itself. You're focused on seeing if anybody's hiding.
Yeah.
Okay, so you stop. What would you like to do?
oh, I guess we're here. We're starting to slow down.
I'll take a look. I'll look back at Archie, just like nodding for him to come up and take a look.
Archie?
Yeah, Archie's, like I said, was on full alert. He's already on his feet in the back. He will walk forward. He'll go ahead and, he'll just walk forward, jumping off of the carriage, and very carefully, while looking around, walk towards the other carriage with the wheel off.
Okay. What are you going to try to be looking for?
I'm trying to look for signs of tracks around the broken down carriage, and especially tracks that might lead off towards the sides of the road.
Okay, so give me a perception check.
Okay, it's 12.
12. You do notice that there are some drag marks that go about 20 feet back to that wheel. And it looks like the carriage was dragged pretty far without that wheel on it.
Okay.
On the side of the carriage it says Daryl's Baked Goods.
Oh, son of a bitch.
God damn it.
You see tracks. With a 12, you see that there's footprints of multiple people. There's tracks for another carriage, and there's erratic tracks from a horse.
Okay. I'll walk back to Kaiban and give him a report of what I saw.
So it looks like like they just switched carts. Do we have a decent recollection of what the other 5 sick people looked like? I know that I probably remember the dude who took a couple swings at me, but...
Yeah, so you remember him. He was a human, kind of scruffy, so you remember him. You did carry in pretty much everybody, almost everybody. So you do remember a Genasi woman, you remember a gnome, and a tiefling.
I'm gonna pat the seat for Archie to climb back on so we can start making our way quick.
Now, Prince Kind, I would like you to give me a perception check.
Okay. 8.
8. Okay, so from where you're at, looking over the carriage, you notice that there is a spot on the road that is kind of... It looks like there was some liquid that pooled up a big amount and dried up right over near where the wheel is at, where the wheel came off the wagon.
So it looked like some liquid was pooled up and dried?
Yeah, it looks like, you know, when you pour a big amount of water onto dirt,
Yeah.
and then it pools up and then it dries and it leaves that rounded hole there, but only on the surface.
So as I'm reading the book and playing with while they're doing their thing, I was reading the book and playing with the snake, and it moves over and just leaves my vicinity and starts to go over toward that area and circle around that area. What is it? And I walk over to it and I start to look at the ground where the snake is pointing, and I'd be like, hey guys, look at this.
Chiron's gonna stand up and walk, climb down and walk over.
It looks like the ground has been like recently like moist in a way, and I look around. This whole other area is pretty dry, but this spot is pretty, looks like it's moist. Maybe that's a clue.
Are there animal tracks nearby?
Okay, let's see here. I'm not going to make you roll for this because you guys are right there. So the 2 things you see. The first thing is little piece of wood splintered. It looks splintered. It looks like it was from the side of the wagon up there next to that puddle, that dried up puddle.
Mm.
And as you went up to the carriage, you did see that on the side of the wagon, part of it had been broken off, like something fell off the side of it. And also you see that at that point, the horse tracks got a lot deeper as they went forward, and then you could see the drag marks of the wagon.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Yes, absolutely.
I got an 8. Ugh.
So with that, as you kneel down looking at this dried up spot, your lantern does flicker a little bit.
Guys, this seems like there's some essence over here. Maybe somebody was using some kind of ice magic or something. Because it seems like, this is a relatively big spot of water. Look at all these splinters and stuff.
Archie will have been walking back and forth between the carriage, the horse tracks, and the dried up liquid.
Okay.
He'll walk over to Kind and just say,
This was no water. Well, this no normal water. I believe this may have been the carriage that Zerk was driving. And it looks like one of the barrels that he was carrying might have fallen off and spilled. I think the horse drank from it.
Yeah, did the horse tracks go with the second cart?
Give me an investigation.
Total 11.
So with an 11, you can tell that there was a second cart, there was a second horse.
Right, but the first horse, did the tracks of the first horse go with the second cart, or are they off in the woods now?
So I'll need a little bit better investigation check for what you're looking for. So you can roll it again if you'd like, or Archie, or Kind, if you want to walk up to the wagon and roll me an investigation.
Yes. I got a 6.
Okay.
Nice. Oh my god, I did not get much better.
We suffer together, brothers.
Investigation. Hey, I got a 7.
With our powers combined.
Well, I mean, I guess without the knowledge, it would make sense for them to have left the horse behind. So if there are any tracks near that like move away from the puddle, or if there's like tracks leading off into the woods, I'll be looking for those specifically.
So with your passive perception, you can see that from where the wagon wheel broke off, the cart came down and it was dragged
Right.
about 20 feet up. The tracks of the horse got a little bit deeper into the ground.
Yeah.
So you can tell that it was trying a lot harder. And as you look at the wagon, the leather straps that hold the horse, that are attached to the horse, have been snapped.
Snapped or cut?
Not released.
It's snapped.
Not cut, not released, but snapped.
I'm gonna go grab my greatsword
There was something
and set it on my shoulder.
something very, very heavy here.
And kind, as you're looking around to the left of the cart inside the bushes, you see a figure's foot just coming out of the bushes. It's looks like it's lying down. Just see a foot coming out.
Hey, and I nudge Kaimon. Look, check that out. Is that a body?
Have the sword and make my way over.
Okay, so as you make your way over, you look into the bushes, you see that it is a humanoid, and it's obstructed by the bushes.
I'll push them aside. Yeah.
Yeah, so you push the bushes aside, and Kai, you have seen this person.
Okay.
It is a female genasi, one that you did bring into the inn after they were afflicted, and they are dead, and their neck has been ripped apart.
Maker's light. Kind big pray a prayer for the dead.
I'm gonna check is the damage. There's a very different way that sharp teeth. There's a very different way that meat eater and predator and carnivore and herbivore teeth go about biting into things, and I don't know if I would be able to tell whether or not these were the teeth of a horse.
Why don't you roll me a nature check?
My God, another of the legendary unused rolls.
I'm going to be using them a lot.
Dude, nature's like very rarely ever used, and I'm here for it, man.
Perfect.
I'm here for it. Ooh, 14. That's actually pretty fucking good for me.
Okay, so with a 14, you look at the wounds on the neck, and you can tell that it was done by something very blunt and flat, because the flesh has been torn and bruised pretty badly. Like it did not puncture through, it was ripped.
Y'all, there's a meat-hungry horse out here. Full of shadow magic. We gotta find this horse. Kaimon stands up once they realize what it is. Is there any, like, do I hear any sounds of movement that's not from my two companions? Like, I heft my sword, and I'm, like, looking around very, very wearily.
So you guys have been looking around the area, looking for clues, looking at the tracks. You do see that the second carriage did move on. It looks like they transferred whatever was in that wagon to the other one and left. And the horse tracks in front of the broken wagon are very, very erratic. Like this thing was running around in circles. It was running, then stopping and skidding, and there's even tracks around the body where it dragged it into the bushes and killed the female genasi. The tracks disappear into the woods off to the left.
All right, I'm gonna go over and lead the cart into a spot of the forest that it won't be, obstructing the road or really easily visibly seen, just because I don't want it to get stolen. And I'm gonna point out the tracks leading into the woods to my pals.
Okay. Archie and Kind. Kai points out the tracks.
So yeah, I agree. We have to go after this beast. I mean, if nothing, then at least save the animal. It's suffering very, very deeply.
Kaimon just sort of like lifts the sword up like, I have the cure. Just like this will fix the problem.
Dude, that's rough.
That's dark.
Kaimon just like gives like holds their left hand up and like looks at it and looks back at Archie and then goes like, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I think we must go now, so it doesn't get further and further away.
Yes, I think Chiron is probably going to take the lead, holding the sword up, more ready to dodge than attack, or rather like catch a blow rather than attack, but like keeping their eyes and ears open for any, sign of the murder horse.
The murder horse.
So do you want me to track while you prepare? Hit something if it comes?
Kaibon sort of gives a short nod and looks around. We do not know if the infliction can be passed on through blood.
Yep.
If predators kill the horse and eat it, if they're infected, it will get worse.
Didn't even fucking think about that. Thank you for making my day so much worse. And we're moving. And I will immediately start tracking. Following the deep hoof prints.
Okay, so Archie will be tracking in front, and then Kai, and then
I'm like right behind,
Kind.
yeah.
Okay, and while you guys are moving, so Kai, you have your sword. Out.
Yep.
Archie, do you have any weapons out? And Kind, do you have anything ready?
No, they're going to go ahead. I have to stay behind and do a prayer first and then I'll catch up afterwards for the dead.
Okay.
I'm going to get my bow out.
Okay. And how long does your prayer take?
I'd like to make can I see how long the body's been dead for? Can I make it?
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
I got an 8.
Okay, so from your senses, from that, you can tell that the body's been dead for at least an hour to 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
You're not sure. Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
I want to see if this is going to work.
yeah, depending on how long the prayer takes, I'm probably going to just sort of interrupt that.
4.
Oh, God.
Okay, so yeah, Kai, you interrupt him.
Yeah, I will pick up Kind under the arm and lift them to their feet and shake my head. You can do it later. Horse takes precedence, and we'll turn and follow after Archie.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something, Kind. So in this whole you collecting souls in your lantern,
Yes.
is there a time limit on when you can collect them
Well, yes, that's why I was trying to.
from the body?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I'm not strong enough to collect them as if they've been dead a long time, then I probably won't be able to until I get stronger. But it has to be within a certain time frame in order for me to retrieve it for the maker.
What happens to those souls?
You said what happened?
Oh, you'll find out. You'll find out.
Okay, that's spooky.
So from your rolls, you were not strong enough to take this soul. Either you're weakened, you're not strong enough for this particular soul, or it has been dead too long. You're not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I got interrupted, so.
And you got interrupted, yeah. Okay, and as a reminder, Kind, you have a shield.
Yes, let me equip my shield now.
Put that shit on. I gave it to you for
I
a
won't do
reason.
that all the time, but just get you used to it.
Absolutely, yeah, because last time, oh goodness, yeah, because it was on my back, so yeah, I take it out. As Kaimon picks me up, I prepare, get my shield out, and the snake, which I will name Uno will crawl onto my shoulder.
Oh, I love them.
Because Uno was the first.
Kai, you've noticed this crazy spectral snake.
I've probably dealt with familiars before. Faye was a I don't know what kind of mage, but was arcane practiced. So I'm assuming that they would have played around with a familiar at some point.
Okay, so you recognize that?
Yeah. Not too concerned about that.
Now, how grossed out are you because you were literally covered in the innards of one of these things?
I don't know that Kai is grossed out. I think Kai's more like it thinks about their insides for a minute, wonders if it's the same sort of situation, if both snakes have the same innards when one's a familiar, then just is nah, I don't have time to think about this. It just files that shit away for later.
Okay, and who is taking Trunk?
I wonder if we leave Trunk behind to watch the cart.
Oh yeah, we need somebody on defense. So I leave Uno and Trunk should be behind.
Just to be clear, are you guys having this conversation after Archie already left? Because he would be about like pretty far away from you at this point. Just that, but
No, I mean, if Archie has kept going, I would have just sort of like,
Yeah.
I guess I would have like ran over to the cart, leaned in, and been like, Trunk, stay and watch the cart, and then turned and made off after Archie.
Yeah, I followed.
Okay, so you guys catch up to Archie. Archie, roll me a survival.
okay.
Find him.
Cocktails. There we go. 17.
17. Okay, so you're able to follow the tracks, and then it gets to a point where the bushes and everything get very condensed. It's the forest is getting a lot thicker, and you're having a harder time with actual tracks. So now you're switching to seeing what was disturbed.
Right.
And you're able to get the general direction, but you don't know exactly the path.
Okay.
Oh, this one's kind of a hard one to track. But
Were we able to hear anything?
Roll me a perception, Kai or Archie or Kind, whoever
You want
wants
to do it, Archie, or should I?
Yeah, I can go ahead and do it.
Pretty sure your perception is much better than mine.
Hold on. Oh, it's not bad. Let's see. That's that's a 22.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I gave that to you.
Okay, Archie, you stop. You close your eyes. Your senses take over, and you start to cancel out your sense of smell, your sight, your touch, and then you focus on your hearing. And you can hear all the animals in the area. You can hear little animals skittering. You can hear some insects. You can hear birds off into the distance. You do hear some larger animals moving by, but nothing that strikes you as anything erratic or dangerous.
all right, I don't think he's around yet, but we can keep going. I don't know how far he might have gotten. Do we want to get too far away from the cart?
I told Trunk to stay and watch the cart.
Hope nothing happens to Trunk.
Yeah, right.
It will eat any problems.
Yeah, he'll eat anything.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he's a hungry boy.
And he's
Okay,
disguised.
Kaibon,
Yes.
I would like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's the one thing I didn't want you to say. That's
Yep.
always the worst option. My bonus is no, that's all. Is it a charm effect?
No.
Fuck. Okay, that's an 11.
Okay, so Kai, you are focusing on the desire to find this beast before it hurts anyone else. It spreads whatever the worst possibility is. And as you focus on that, your left arm starts to tingle, and you feel a pull from your left arm. You feel something pulling, and it's pulling towards your haversack. So your arm's being drawn to your haversack.
I'm gonna turn my sword around, stick it into the ground point first, and go in with my right hand to go and grab the crystal.
Okay. And roll me a d20.
You think I'm gonna let a sentient fucking arm grab the thing that it's looking for? Not on your life, that's a 6.
Okay, so you do not get another tattoo. And you grab this crystal, and you can feel this crystal. You can feel the energy in it.
Yeah.
It wants to be in your left arm.
I bet it
And you
does.
You have to hold it. You have to try so hard to not make that happen. But you know it wants it. It's being drawn.
Is it like an external force is applying its own will to my hand?
Not an external force. I would call it more of a magnetism that you felt before.
Okay, it's not something else trying to take control. It's like an instinct or like you said, magnetism.
Correct.
Okay.
Your arm and the crystal are drawn together once you had that desire to find this beast.
I will put it in my left hand.
Okay. All right. So roll me 2d20
Oh,
because
shit.
that's going to be your damage. No, I'm joking.
Man, I was going for it. I was going for the dice. I was going for the heavy metal ones.
No. So you put this in your left arm, and the crystal, it seems like it belongs in that hand.
Yeah.
And you can feel that the energy that's in your hand, your whole arm, is the same as what's in the crystal. Like they belong together. And you get this feeling that you can, as you're holding the crystal in your arm, roll me one more Arcana check. Or you know what? Hold on. I think I'm going to see what's the best on this one. Yeah, you know what? This is Arcana. So yeah, let's do Arcana.
All right. I'm going to spend my inspiration.
Okay.
All right. The first roll was better. Total, wait. Do I have an Arcana? I do. Total 15.
Oh, okay. So with the 15, you can sense where more dark magic is coming from, where more of this dark essence that is in the crystal, that's in your arm, that is presumably in that demon horse, or murder horse, as you called it.
Murder horse. I mean, hey man, if you want to call it a demon horse, that's just going to prove some shit to me.
Murder horse. I wouldn't say demon. So you know the direction. So you can point in the direction of where this thing is. You can feel it.
Very important question, just for my sanity. When you say
yes,
in my left hand, you don't mean inside of my hand, do you?
No, you are holding it.
Okay. I will give like a short whistle to get Archie's attention and like hold the crystal up and then point in the direction that I can feel the other energy, and I'm gonna make my way in that direction.
Okay.
I will follow.
All right, so you go. Kind, are you gonna be in the back?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kind is in the back, and then Archie and Kai, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way through the woods, and you start to see a clearing up ahead, and a very, very old, rundown road. Looks like it hasn't been used in a very long time. And as you go into this clearing, you can see that it is an old village, old abandoned village. And you see a camp kind of in the middle of this old abandoned village. And there are about 3 humanoids lying on the ground.
Make my way towards this area. Again, sword held, ready to swing as necessary.
Okay.
I'll stand back with an arrow knocked on my bow.
How many buildings you said?
I think he said 3.
3 bodies.
I didn't actually say it's 3 bodies.
Yeah, 3 bodies.
So I didn't say how many buildings, but
I
here's
like
a map.
This is very cute.
Yeah.
So
this is
very overgrown
old
village, very overgrown.
Wow.
And over in the middle, right here, is where this camp is, and those 3 bodies. Passively, you can tell that these bodies are not in a sleeping type of position. They are they are most likely dead.
At this point, I'm gonna put the crystal back in the bag and I guess ready myself to swing, like hold my action to swing if this thing comes charging for me, wherever it might be.
Okay, would anybody like to go up to the bodies?
Yeah, I want to check to see both how they died and how long they've been dead.
I'm gonna stick close to Kind.
All right, Kind, we'll do these in different roles. How they died, investigation.
All right.
Were we coming from this direction?
Correct.
We came from the top.
Yeah, from the north of the map.
You said investigation, right?
Correct.
13.
Okay, 13. That is easy to tell. They had been killed just like the woman Genasi. Maybe not on the neck, but definitely bitten and torn apart. They died from massive bleeding.
And if a horse grabs you by the face or the neck or anywhere and just starts shaking its head around, death is probably going to come pretty quick.
And roll me a medicine check. Or actually, I'm going to give you a choice. Medicine check to see physically if you can tell how long they've been dead, or an Arcana check to see how long their spirit is going to stay there.
Arcana.
Harvested by your lantern.
I got a 20.
Okay. What would you like? The medicine or the Arcana?
The Arcana. Yeah, definitely the
Arcana? Okay. You can tell that this happened pretty recently, probably within the last hour. And you are able to take the souls from the bodies.
Yeah, I'd like to absorb all 3.
Nice.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Maker's light, hear my prayer, guide my sight, hear your air. And I hold up the lantern and the souls absorb into the lantern. And can I see, are these soldiers? Are these citizens? Can I see, like, how are they dressed?
Ooh, yeah, I like that. So you do notice that they look like soldiers, warriors. They have very good weapons that appear that they have been used many times before, and they are dressed with armor that's definitely been used, and they just have packs like they are traveling, but they're definitely warriors or soldiers. You're not quite sure.
This has been recent, guys. So, yeah, we probably need to act quickly, just like you said.
I guess we're in the right spot.
Let's see. Archie is going to try to climb something to get a better vantage point.
Okay, roll me a perception while you're climbing.
That's an natural 20.
Okay, so as you're climbing up a tree that's next to you, you put your arrow on or your bow on your back, and you're starting to climb, and your instincts take over. You can tell that there is a big creature in the woods right to your left. So let's say across the road, you are basically on this tree up here on the upper left, trying to get a vantage point, and you can tell that there is definitely something across the road in here.
Okay.
And you can feel like you're being watched.
Okay. Oh, that's lovely. But I can't see this thing. I can just kind of like feel his presence.
You can hear something moving around, and you've been around a lot of danger before. You know that, let's say your beard hairs are standing on end.
Oh, I know that feeling. Okay.
I'm just imagining the spikiest fucking beard. All of the hairs stand on end. Just poof.
It's like you rubbed a balloon all over his beard.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a static discharge. Yeah.
Like beard.
Okay. Lightning beard. Okay. I gotta add that to the list of names here.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one thing to do, Archie.
Yep.
So what would you like to do? You got movement, you got an action.
I'll use my action to call to the other to Kind and Kai.
Heads up! There's a big beastie over there!
And I'll point towards there. Is there any indication that they can see me from where I am? From where I was shouting from?
After you shout,
Damn it.
you hear you hear whatever was in the bushes direct straight towards you and come out of the bushes.
Oh, Death Horse. Oh.
The Death Horse.
It's called Death Horse.
It's a murder horse. It's a murder horse. Oh, God.
I was right the whole time.
Yep.
Roll initiative.
Oh,
How high is this tree? Like, how big? Is this just like a little tiny tree on the side of a road, or is this like a pine tree situation? Like, what are we looking at?
With that tree, let's say that all these buildings are just 1 story high, probably about 10 to 12 feet.
Okay.
So you can see just over the buildings. So little tree, only about 10 to 12 feet. But for you, it's gigantic because you are a tiny gnome.
Yeah. But for the big old Death Horse, probably not so big. Cool. Yep.
I'll be there shortly, I promise. Total of 18.
Archie.
Total 18.
Okay, so who has the highest strength score? Or no, let's not do strength. Let's go intelligence.
Ooh.
I have a 10.
I have intelligence. I have a 14.
Yeah.
14. Okay, so Archie will go first.
Smart boy.
Smart boy.
All right. And Kind.
Boy.
I got a natural 1, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hey, basic rule of thumb for clerics: you either gotta go first or last. It's,
Right.
It's the rule.
It's true.
That's perfect. Okay, so we're going to take about a 10-minute break and come back so you can get mauled by the Death Horse.
Yep. Archie's gonna give a very manly scream from the top of the.
I'll be there shortly.
Oh, God.
Yep, you heard us. Murder horse. Bet you haven't heard that before. Well, anyway, next time you get to find out what happens with the murder horse. I haven't done this in a while, so let's learn a little bit about our characters, or the people that play our characters. Archie is played by Robbie Merchant. Kaibon is played by Gallant Fool. And Prince Kind is played by Lich Lockhart. They're super fun to hang out with, and if you want to get to know them, just send me a message on Twitter at ManNerd Podcast, and I will move it along and maybe have them add you. I don't know how they're doing with their socials, if they want it out there for everybody, because, you know, being stars like that, it really weighs down on you. Sometimes you just want to be alone because everybody wants a piece of you. Anyway, check out my website at themannerdpodcast.com, and you can check out my commissions. I do podcast editing, which I've mentioned before, super cheap, even have free ones for the first one, because you know what? I want to make sure that you like my work and then we vibe together. So hit me up, go to my website, go to Twitter. I have links for everything on my website. Fiverr, Coffee, Patreon, the whole shebang. My Patreon, I do map making for the campaign and just for fun. So I have a lot of cool maps out there that you can use, and they are pretty damn amazing. So check it out. Super cheap monthly for my Patreon, and you get early access to episodes and behind the scenes content. So why the hell not? It's only $1 a month, people. See you next time.